Hey there, Bridge family, it's Pastor Jeff, and today I'd like to talk to you about the big picture of 1 Peter. 1 Peter's big picture. You know, if you sit down with the book of 1 Peter, there's only 5 chapters, 105 verses, but there are 35 commands inside 1 Peter. And if you'll walk through this letter, I pray that you'll see in these 5 chapters, it'll take you probably 30-40 minutes to read through it carefully. If you'll walk through and circle every word or every phrase that you hear more than once, you'll be blessed. If you look for and circle each of those 35 imperatives or commands, you'll be blessed. If you'll walk through and literally, prayerfully ask the Lord to show you what you are to take away, how you are to personally apply all that is being done and said, shared and pointed out in 1 Peter, you'll be blessed. One of the things you'll realize is alongside those 35 commands, there are a ton of blessings, a ton of blessings. When we walk through 1 Peter, before we got out of the very first section, before we got into chapter 2, in one of our messages, I stopped and said, let's look at the blessings that we've already had pointed out to us. There were well over 100 before we got to the middle of chapter 2. I want to encourage you to take in the forest of 1 Peter. To go through and in one sitting, read the book, pray and ask the Lord to show you and apply to you what He would have. And I promise you, it may be one of the best 30-45 minutes or so that you'll spend. Take the time to pray your way through it and let it be an hour or so. And I promise you, to the degree that your heart is submitted and surrendered to the Lord, it will be a time of tremendous blessing, especially if you're going through challenges and persecution. It is to be reminded who Christ is. Jesus the Christ is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And it is to be reminded who we are, Christian, who is the family of God. It's to be reminded that we have a holy inheritance being kept for us in heaven, and that we're living in victory, not fighting for victory, but fighting from victory, because we live in victory to the extent that we are the humble, harmonized family of King Jesus. Amen and amen.